What is intelligence? What is knowledge? How to elevate intelligence to a superhuman level. Chapter 1. What is intelligence? Where is intelligence? The story of intelligence. Around 130 BC in the land of Bactria, India, there was a king named Milinda who was extremely intelligent, deeply understanding many matters of the world, and knew the principles of practice of the major religions. He posed a question to a meditating master who had attained enlightenment and was named Nagasena. After a discussion about the function of intelligence, like a person holding a bright lamp entering a dark house, thanks to the lamp's light, one can clearly see the way, the exits, the nooks and crannies. See where the chairs are, the cabinets, the beds, etc. The bright lamp is intelligence, and the items in the house represent the events, objects in life, along with the developments in the human consciousness. Thanks to the light, darkness disappears. Thanks to intelligence, ignorance is eradicated. But then the king provocatively asked, "Sir, where does intelligence reside?" Nagasena replied, "Intelligence resides nowhere, thus it cannot be pointed out to be in any particular place. To that you might fear that there is no intelligence." Then, meditator Nagasena asked, "And where does the wind reside, Your Majesty?" "That cannot be pointed out. If you say so, you might fear that there is no wind." King Milinda suddenly burst out laughing. "Your wisdom is sharp. What is intelligence? Intelligence is the human ability to think and reason, including the capacity for imagination, memory, argumentation, reasoning, and the acquisition of knowledge from which one can invent science and create art, etc. It is the result of the exchange of knowledge based on rational foundations. In the philosophical domain of Buddhism, this is the definition of conventional truth, because the real nature of this definition of intelligence is merely the manifestation of consciousness, recognizing events, things through the medium of reasoning. Chapter 2. Distinguishing between knowledge and wisdom, the ultimate reality perspective. Knowledge and wisdom are two concepts that often confuse many, but they have very distinct characteristics, especially when viewed from the perspective of Buddhism. Characteristics. Knowledge is related to learning, acquiring information from books, schools, and understanding through research, analysis, and synthesis of information. A person with good knowledge has the ability to compare, differentiate, and convey knowledge clearly and effectively. Knowledge is often used to solve problems, create tools, or impact the surrounding environment to improve the material and spiritual conditions of humans. Wisdom in Buddhism. Wisdom in Buddhist philosophy is seen as a journey of following the path. While intellectuals and scholars often focus on collecting perishable knowledge from the outside and accumulating it as their intellectual property, using this knowledge with the aim of improving material conditions, creating a more abundant and beautiful life for themselves, these achievements are temporary and can be lost. Buddhists hold a unique viewpoint, considering wisdom as an essential foundation. According to Buddhist teachings, wisdom is divided into two parts: wisdom with outflows, sasrava, and wisdom without outflows, anusrava. Wisdom with outflows, sasrava. The passage discusses the process of learning, but what exactly should one learn? It emphasizes learning the true and profound teachings of the Buddha, guidance on the real nature of humans and life. Contemplation refers to the process of deeply contemplating what has been learned to achieve clear and comprehensive understanding. Practice is about applying these reflections in practice and daily life to keep the soul untainted by worries and unattached to ephemeral things. However, since these efforts are still within the cycle of birth and death, they are referred to as wisdom with outflows. Wisdom without outflows, anicca. Wisdom without outflows describes a higher state formed from precepts, concentration, and wisdom. Precepts involve establishing fundamental principles to restrain the mind from wandering. Concentration is a state of a quiet mind, from which clarity and peace arise. Wisdom is the presence of true intelligence, not acquired through learning but through practice and inner observation to achieve mental tranquility. This supreme wisdom is not found externally, but by turning inward, shedding worries and distractions of the mind to uncover and realize the inherent awareness within us. This contrasts with the worldly pursuit of knowledge, where people often collect and rely on others' understanding. By eliminating disturbances, the mind achieves tranquility, and wisdom naturally emerges, free from the cyclic existence of birth and death. Thus, while worldly individuals seek to absorb information and knowledge from external sources as a means to enhance status, power, or understanding of the finite world, Buddhist practitioners seek insight from within through liberating themselves from attachments and afflictions. Wisdom without outflows is not a product of memory, but a profound understanding of the true nature regarding the three core characteristics of existence: suffering, dukkha, impermanence, anicca, and non-self, anatta, in all things and phenomena in the world. When a person attains this wisdom, they are no longer governed by desires, aversion, or ignorance, and they start living in a more harmonious way with nature and the society around them. This does not mean that Buddhist practitioners abandon learning from the external world. On the contrary, they use tangible knowledge as a means to continue on their path of enlightenment. They learn to view all things and phenomena without discrimination or attachment, thereby demonstrating deep compassion and wisdom in every action. Thus, wisdom in Buddhism is not just a deep understanding of the teachings, but also the practice and direct experience of these teachings in daily life, aiming for self-liberation and benefiting all beings.